Squeaking.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another exciting episode brought to you by Ringside Society entitled 50 Minutes of Fandom. In the first corner, we have the greatest thing on God's green earth. No, we're not talking about money, Mary Jane, or Popeye spinach. He is the tranquil dart of Ringside Society and Delaware's greatest American hero. It takes two to make a thing go right. He is Rob Bass, and you are not. And in the second quarter, we have that ocean crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching, always on the go. Catch him if you can. Said his name in Guyana, now they love him in Japan. No cap, the worldwide star boy, Remy Blue. And our guest tonight, our special guest for 50 Minutes of Fandom tonight, is a young lady who is a contestant on Sing On. That's right, on Netflix. She is also a singer slash songwriter. Everybody, welcome to the show, Miss Seme D'e Stella. How are you doing today, ma'am?
Hey, what's up, guys? Thank you so much for having me. I'm doing great. How about yourselves?
Robbie, go first, man.
Oh, I'm doing all right, man. I'm down at the beach for the week, but today it's been raining, so I've been stuck inside.
Oh man.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I'm just here in North Carolina chilling, just enjoying the summer weather. It looks like it's gonna rain here though. But I just gotta say, Semi, thank you very much for agreeing to be on our show. We really appreciate it. Rob told me that he met this fan at what was it? I think it was a 1CW show or DCW show.
DCW.
Yeah, DCW.
Yeah, DCW, and he was like, "Yeah." She said, "Yeah, maybe we could have her on the show." And I was like, "This is gonna be interesting. We've never had a singer slash songwriter, reality TV show contestant on our show." And since we here at Ringside Society, we like to actually live up to our new hashtag. Hashtag we are not the same. We decided, let's try a little something different. So here we are right now, and yeah, thank you once again.
Oh man.
So
no, thank you. Mm-hmm.
So where are you located at? Like where you talking to us from?
Right now, I am from Pennsylvania. I'm originally from South Philly or Philadelphia, but I'm from South Philly.
Ooh, okay,
So
okay. So I got a
the
question for
fire.
you.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. Geno's or Pat's?
Neither. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Gino. Sorry, Pats. I am very much a fan of local, other kinds of steaks. I like Jim Steaks on South, and you know what? Those guys, they're the tourist spots. But if you really want a good cheesesteak, Ishkabibbles, Steaks on South. There's a couple other ones that I can't think of off the top of my head. But you ask a Philadelphia local where to get a good cheesesteak. The other guys, they're the tourist spots.
Yeah, because every Philadelphian I ask, Geno's or Pat's, like, nah, man, those are too commercial. Like, go to any corner store, you'll get it, man. Like,
Yeah.
nah, that's tourist places.
Corner
And one
stores
guy
is where
told me
it's
where to
at.
go. One guy told me where to go. I'm like, look, bro, I'm from New York. I live in New York, but I'm not from Philly. I'm not gonna go to some hood and get a cheesesteak. I'm not trying to get jumped, bro. Like, if you got street cred and you're willing to take me there to get a cheesesteak, by all means, I'll roll with you. Just let me get my bulletproof vest and go. But yeah, I'm not gonna go no hood alone. It's not worth the risk, man.
He said it's not
I'm
that
just
deep.
gonna
Listen, I mean, it's so worth it. If you really want a good cheesesteak, I think it's worth the risk for sure. Like just have someone with you, keep your wits about you, and if you tell, just tell, I just want a cheesesteak. That's all. Like I don't want to hurt nobody. I just want a cheesesteak.
Yeah, next thing you know, and the thing is, we Northeasterns, Rob, I don't know if Delaware counts as Northeastern as a Northeastern place, but we Northeasterns have a very sad way of beating people up and stealing their shoes. So yeah, I'm not trying to get knocked out and then find my brand new Air Force Ones are missing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right, right. I don't blame you. Don't blame you. But
Yeah. But so you're a wrestling fan, right? And you used to watch it when you were like younger, right?
I did. I didn't have pay-per-view or cable growing up. I would always go to my friends' houses and, watch over there. And I was a little bit of a tomboy growing up, so I was friends more so with the boys, and they would have on pay-per-view. They would do wrestling. I remember vaguely I would jump off the couch and jump on them like I was a wrestler, and vice versa. And I mean the two like wrestlers that I remember the most for me were The Rock. Obviously, he's iconic. He's iconic even right now, being who he is as a person. And Hulk Hogan was a favorite of
Oh,
mine too. So that was like I think they were in a similar era. And that's those two really I remember the most. But again, I didn't really get to like really enjoy all of it growing up. Um, just had like but then now it's come back full circle. Now it's kind of found its way back to me, so now I know who Roman Reigns is. I know uh, the I think it's, if you pronounce it correctly, don't kill me, Mysterio and his son. They just won a title, right?
you got it.
Hmm.
You got it.
And yeah, so I like them. And yeah, and I've been kind of getting more behind the scenes and seeing just how everything works, and it's so fun to learn and just watch. And there are athletes up there. I don't care what anyone says. You could say it's fake, or it's cheesy, or it's all not. No, like a lot of what they do up there is it's still some serious stuff. And any of the naysayers out there, I just want to say, get up in the ring then and go fake a flip and tell me how you feel after you get out of the ring, because I guarantee you that pain is going to feel very real. And it's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really enjoy watching it. It's a great time. It's kind of like, I made a cool analogy with one of my friends when I was at the recent show last Saturday at DCW. I said it kind of feels like, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but it kind of feels like like humans being like Pokemon. It's like you show up and you're this character and you have these like these different stories and backgrounds. And I thought it was, I don't know, I thought it was a cool like way to put it.
Yeah, it's always the characters that get you. Likewise, my first match I ever saw was well, from what you said, you probably started watching wrestling like around like the late '80s, like not late '80s, late '90s, I guess
Yeah.
mid '90s, because that's when like Rock and those guys were getting popular. And I grew up watching Hulk Hogan. Like he was my first match that I saw. Was he my favorite? No, I was more of an Ultimate Warrior guy. But Hulk Hogan. It was Hulk Hogan and Brutus the Barber Beefcake versus Macho King Randy Savage and Zeus.
Mm.
Um, and that was what got me hooked afterwards. And yeah, it's been 31 years, and I'm still a fan.
Wow.
And yeah, I just amazes me the kind of characters that people come up with. And I don't know if you ever get a chance to witness wrestling on the West Coast or wrestling in a different region of the country, you'll see
Mm.
that it's very different. Like not very different, but like there is a difference in terms of the way the wrestlers are and the way the crowd is and so on. And yeah, it's definitely something. And if I guarantee you'll see like a lot of stuff like especially on the indie scene,
Mm.
man.
Mm.
Whew,
Yeah.
I actually wish I was back in New York right now, man, because oh man, there's nothing like it.
Yeah, no, and that's what I thought that was so interesting. I never knew that there was so many different. It was like the word wrestling is just an umbrella, and then once you open it, it's all of these different avenues of, like there's DCW, there's WWE. Like I didn't know that there was different categories up until now. It was just like I thought it was just one thing, and then when I learned that there is so many different like indies and other ways that they were run, I was like, oh wow, this is like a lot bigger than I had perceived it. So that's really
Yeah,
cool.
It's like I thought the same thing too. When I first started watching, I would actually I actually know of WWF and well as it was known back then, WWF and WCW. And then when I grew up more, I was like, I remember I bought these old school magazines. I was like, what's these other places like USWA, UWF,
Mm.
old school places from the 80s. And then as I like, and there was a point in time in my life when I was in my teens, I would buy the actual wrestling magazines like the Wrestler and Pro Wrestling Illustrated and so on. I learned that there were actually independent promotions outside of WWE. So I'm like, and they were called the Indies. So I'm
Mm.
like, wow, this is neat. I mean, I learned, and reading those magazines, I learned about a lot of people. The ECWA Super 8 tournament, which if you ever get a chance to go to the ECWA Super 8 tournament, I highly, and I mean highly in all caps with 100% emphasis, recommend that you go to it. Rob knows what I'm talking about. Corey Castle would definitely know what I'm talking about. I highly recommend you check it out.
Mm.
A lot of like current WWE superstars and I'd, I'd say people in Impact and even I guess AEW now have actually been through that tournament. So you
Wow.
never know. If you go to that tournament, you could be seeing the next big superstar in either of those promotions.
That's really
But
cool.
so what was your experience like at DCW? Like, what was it like for you?
I met Rob at that was my second time going to DCW in person. I Last month was my first time going, and I was supporting Corey Castle, and I watched the show, and it was so cool. I went by myself first, and because I just didn't know what to expect. And the fans were so cool. Everybody was laid back. There's even different avenues of fans too. There's like, people that show up a little bit glam like me, or there's like people that just show up in like jeans and a shirt and are like ready to like rock and roll and start screaming at the top of their lungs. And I was definitely no different in that department. I remember just like crouching up in my chair and like kind of sitting like this the whole time, and like, like it's so hard to like, watch and understand that, like, it's something that's talked about prior, and because they're just so good. I mean, it's acting at the end of it. It's just such great acting, and all of it like coming together, and just watching them physically do what they do, and like watching people like flip over, and I was just like in awe. But um so I really enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I think Corey was a little apprehensive on inviting me and was like, I know you watched it when you were a kid, but I don't know if if you might be into it, but you could come. So I went, but it was great. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed meeting new people. I enjoyed meeting Rob. And the fact that I had something else to offer to the table, I said, if you would like, maybe I could sing the national anthem. And he's like, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's see. And then when we talked about it, and it was really cool because for me it was my first time being able to sing the national anthem somewhere professionally, and it felt amazing. And the venue was beautiful. I thought it was really cool and well done, and the uh, the ring was really cool. I know it was there a new ring that was just put together at this past event, and it just felt really cool to be able to do that and kind of have worlds collide a little bit, and even get the people like riled up and excited, and then even after that, it was, I met Rob briefly, and we talked a little bit during intermission, and I was just so happy for the opportunity to hop on here, and and like kind of watch how all the matches go, and kind of get a feel on who we think is like gonna get it, or not, and just like even just being backstage and like hearing all the wrestlers talk, and like kind of talk about well, I'm gonna do this to you, and I'm gonna do that, and da da da, and there was a couple of things that were said that I was like, you're gonna do what? Like, and then like they had me fooled. Like there was, I don't want to give like anything away for any like diehard fans or whatever, but like there's some things that like worried me. I'm like, oh no, are you gonna be okay? And then like when you see it happen, and you're like, oh wow, that was really well done. Like You got me. So, it was just it's so cool. I really respect it.
Yeah, I was. It's funny because I was gonna ask you if you would ever consider singing the national anthem at a wrestling event, but then you just mentioned it. So I'm gonna piggyback off that question. And considering you're a singer-songwriter, would you ever consider being a ring announcer?
That's so funny. I I thought about it while I was there. I kind of saw someone else that was just a little bit glam, and I was like kind of puzzled, like, oh, I wonder what they do. Like they look like they're here for more than just being here as a guest. And then I saw them being an announcer, and I was like, huh. I could do that. Like, if when you get to know me a little bit, and you follow me on Instagram at Alyssa_Marie_romance, you'll see that I have a plethora of different facets, and so I definitely have done camera work. I've done not that kind of camera work. Let me phrase here. I've done slating and acting, and like funny what was it? I used to be in a comedy crew, so it was that was on television for a little bit, way back in the day, Philadelphia based sketch comedy, and yeah. So I mean, this would kind of feel like no different for me, but I think it'd be a lot of fun.
If you ever do become like a ring announcer, though, just know that we'll definitely have you back on the show because we here at Ringside Society, we don't just interview wrestlers, we interview like referees. I even told Rob, I'm like, Rob, you're trying to become a referee. If you do, we're gonna put your ass on that main guest chair, and you're gonna see Rob Bass
Mm,
interview with the
mm,
Ringside Society thing next to
that's right.
his name. So if you become Miss Semi, if you ever become a ring announcer, we definitely like to have you on as our main guest. Because we always say that ring announcers, they're the ones that introduce us to who we're seeing in the ring. If they weren't
Mm,
there, we wouldn't know who we're seeing. We just see some guy in a mask, another guy in
right.
some tights, in flashy tights, just battling, or just two females battling. Like, what's their names? Who are they? Where are they
Right, right,
from?
right,
You
right,
know,
right. And
you
yeah, it's
you
an
you,
okay.
you go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say it's an important role for sure. You got to get the people hyped up, and you gotta hype up the opponents too. You gotta get them ready. So it's definitely a good role to play a part in.
So you ring announcers, you hear that? We want narratives. Give them to us. Tell us what we're seeing. But
Mhm.
anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and talk to and turn it over to Rob. Kind of Rob, he has a couple of questions for you. He's probably gonna ask you about Marvel and Loki. And if you're a Star Wars fan, watch out. But Rob, go ahead, man.
Yeah.
The floor is yours.
All right, sweet. Thanks, Remy. So what's going on? How you doing today? How's everything
I'm
going?
doing I'm doing so great. It's a beautiful day. It's hot and sweltering, but it's still beautiful. So I'm doing great. How about you?
Oh yeah, I'm well. Like I said earlier, today it was raining, so I was like stuck in here all day. I mean, couldn't enjoy the beach. I'm here for the week, and I was like, I wanted to go fishing. I want to go hang out.
Yeah.
Man, but whatever. Hopefully tomorrow will be a better day. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, rain brings good luck in some days. So maybe it was just meant for you to chill inside today and take it easy.
That's right. Yeah. So after this, maybe I'll get some dinner, get some, order some delivery or whatever. Because I live out in
Mhm.
the country and we don't have this thing called delivery or whatever. So
Oh man.
yeah, I'm gonna have to try that out. You know what I mean? I don't know what y'all city folk do. You know what I mean with the delivery, but yeah, that is awesome.
Order
But
Domino's.
yeah, Domino's pizza, something. Let me get something. But yeah, when you were talking about this is your second show, I think I remember that first show. I think I sat right in front of you though. At that first show, I had that white hoodie on or whatever, and I was talking
You
to. I came.
did.
I had the
You were
Hannibal
right in
Lecter
front of
mask.
me.
I think I had the Hannibal Lecter mask because I was sitting here. I
Yeah.
was like, oh no, that's it. And then you were saying, yeah, that was the second one. I was like, oh, that's where. Yes, okay, I know.
Mhm.
That's pretty
Mhm.
cool. Yeah, but yeah, did you? Yeah, you had fun both shows. I mean, that's glad. I'm glad to hear that. It's off.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I had the tie dye pants on, and I was like, yeah, I think you heard me do the Xena warrior call.
Yeah, and I think I was like, "That's right," and I was like, "Wookie call."
Yep. You got Wookie, I got Xena. It's all good.
There you go. There you go. Oh, that is hilarious. So yeah, like you were saying, you were at the show. It was like last Saturday. Yeah, you sung the national anthem and you killed it. Yeah, it was real good. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I wish I would recorded it, but I was like looking at the flag and stuff, and I was like, well, I didn't want to be over there. And people were like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, my bad.
That's
you know.
okay. I think Rick is one of the cameramen. I know he recorded the full night, and that'll
Mm.
be on the YouTube. And my goodness, I should remember his YouTube page, and I don't at the moment. I apologize, Rick, out there. Um, but him and some fans of Corey Castle recorded. It's on my Instagram as well if anybody wants to see like a snippet of it.
Oh yeah. It was real good. Yeah, you definitely killed it. Now I want to see. I was hoping you would follow it up with "America the Beautiful." You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, that one would have been nice right there.
Wow.
Woo.
Woo.
Yeah, because I was watching. I did see your check out your episode on Sing On, and
Oh.
man, they threw some. Those last, they were throwing some hard people at you, man. You all had to sing some Adele. Like I was like, man, they're like, yeah, here comes Skyfall. I was like, whoo, okay, all right. And then the last guys had to sing Whitney. I was like, oh man, like the thing I didn't get, man, what was up with the the little accuracy thing, man? I call little shenanigans on that. You know what I mean? Because I was like, everybody has a little, different singing style. And it's like, how can? Okay, all right, but yeah, you did well. You were tearing it up though.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, everyone, you're not the only one that was like, I call a little BS on that thing. But it's funny. We didn't see that happening in real time.
hmm
So we didn't know if we were on pitch or not.
mm
And we also didn't know when we were singing. So we just looked at the screen. It was kind of like pretending that you're doing karaoke at a bar, but the kicker is you don't know when you're singing, so you have to keep watching for your name,
hmm
and you have to be prepared to sing whatever it is that next line is. So, it was definitely it was definitely a pressuring, crazy but huge blessing and a great opportunity. I'll forever be thankful for it, and it was so much fun. It definitely helped my confidence. It helped me as a performer and as a person. I met some really great people there. I made some really great, long-lasting friendships. I have more friends all over the country now, and some in Canada. So it's just been a really dream come true, and I've made some connections since then. So just hopping along and working on my own personal music at this point.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Hmm.
On that show, you also got the dude on there, Titus. He was on Kimmy Schmidt, right?
Hmm.
But what was he like, in person? Because he's always, every time I see him, he's always happy and just full of life. Was he
He's
like that?
exact
He's like that too.
exactly like what you said, and he was so kind. He was so fun. He actually, like, he had us in a huddle like in the beginning before we even started, and was like, listen, I know y'all want the money, but remember, you already won because you're here. Like, you are here. You're at it. Like, and even afterwards, when we were finishing up filming, he gave everyone a hug, and he gave me a hug, and he was like, you were great. And I'm just like, okay, Titus Burgess just said that I'm great. I can be happy. Like, it was definitely just an inspiring and fun moment to have, and it was kind of like playing Guitar Hero. So if anybody remembers that,
Yeah.
it was like I used to play that as a kid all the time, and then I got to be literally a player in real life in a similar situation. So it was very, very cool and a very woke situation.
Yeah. You
So.
also got that. What was it? It was the golden note that you hit. You hit the golden
Mhm.
note too. You and the
Mhm.
other dude hit it. I was like, oh, good job. That's right.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I was so happy about that because I didn't know that song until I had to learn it. And
Mm.
we had a week to learn everything. And I didn't know that song from Adam. I was like, really? This one? Okay. So I was really happy about that. But just it was so cool. It was such a cool moment to like see that. And then like when I get to watch it, I get to feel all those feelings again and see how everything kind of played out. And that was so cool just to at least have that. I was like, you gave me that, thank you. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah, it was definitely an awesome show. Yeah, I was rooting for you. I actually thought it was you and the Ashley girl. I thought you two were going to be in the finals. I thought it was going
You
to be you two,
know.
but you know how them voting things are. You know, I mean, you got man. Like if it was me personally, I'd be like, who's the biggest threat? I don't care about who missing who's the best one. That's what I'm voting for. You know what I mean?
Oh
That's why
man, yeah,
that's probably why you got to vote every round. They're like,
they were coming for me.
yeah, they're like, yeah, man, she's going. Nope, we got to get her out.
Yeah, they knew from the get. They knew from practice. Love you
Mm,
guys. I love
that's
them.
right.
But it was so awesome, and oh my God, Ashley's so great. She's such a beautiful person inside and out. I felt so terrible like after like. I was like, I remember like crying backstage. I was like, oh my God, everyone's gonna think that. And she was like hugging me. She was like, girl, it's a game show. Shut up. Like,
That's
she was
right.
like, it's fine. She was like, it's all love, like, and I still talk with them. But we're all in a group chat. We all are talking about getting together and either meeting up in Arkansas where Ashley is and maybe getting a cabin or something for the summer or meeting up in Las Vegas.
Mm.
I think someone else lives in LA, so we've got
Oh, nice.
options. Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome. Yeah, and I like the story that you told on there about how you got into music and all that stuff. A famous singer. You know what I mean? I was like, when you dropped, I was like, woo, said you were like, got on her knees and like, oh, now who was that? You got to tell us that story. You know
So
what I mean?
I will. So I was 12 years old and I was working at a high-end restaurant with my mom and stepdad at the time. And there was this woman there. I was 12. There was this woman named Patti LaBelle, and she was singing on the second floor. And my mom and this other woman encouraged me to go sneak upstairs and sing for her. Now, I didn't know who Patti LaBelle was. I was 12. I didn't. I was too concerned with cartoons and Sailor Moon and whatever else was at the mind of a 12-year-old in the 90s and 2000s. I went upstairs and I waited outside. I heard Miss Patty singing a cappella, mind you.
Mm.
I was not prepared. I was like, "You want me to sing for that? I don't. I don't know, man." But I did it, and of all songs, I was very much into Broadway growing up, so I waited for her. She came outside, and I looked at her, and she was like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" And I said, Patty, I'm a fan, and I heard you sing for everyone else, and I think it's time someone could sing for you. So I would like to sing for you." And she was like, "Okay," and she stood back and let me sing, and I sang Les Miserables.
Mm.
I picked I Dreamed a Dream, and I sang the whole song for her a cappella. And I was 12
Oh.
years old, and she just was like, everyone was just quiet, and she just got, like, she like gave me she went like this, and she was like, "Oh my God, child, like, you got the voice of an angel girl." And I couldn't even fathom or understand what just happened, like, at all. And I don't even know, I couldn't tell you, like, I think either a manager or something of hers, like someone in her crew, like, asked me for my information. I gave them my home phone number, and which I didn't have a cell phone. So I don't know if they ever called. I don't know, if anything ever happened. Obviously nothing, because I'm like still, just floating around doing my thing. But that moment was so. It's so. I still can't fathom it. I still can't fathom it. Actually, one of my good friends from episode 4, if you feel like binging the show, his name is Deshaun, and he was the same as me, and he did so well in his episode, and he made me a shirt with like a picture of Patti LaBelle on there, and like put
Oh,
like
nice.
hashtag like Patty approved, like such a great soul. But yeah, like that was such a cool moment, and I mean, I hope maybe one day she'll see the episode or she'll remember. I know that there was a article written about it, and they were very kind what they said about me, so that was really cool too, just to have that. But yeah, so and
Yeah. Oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and then like I was happy that like Titus like mentioned it and like kind of let me, you know, do my thing and tell the story a little bit. But it was incredible. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say, yeah, that is awesome. You know, I mean, you get Patty LaBelle seal of approval. I like that hashtag. You know, Patty approved. Like, woo, yeah, that's awesome right there. See, singing is one of those talents. Singing and being an artist are those two talents I wish I could have. I can't sing for anything, and I can draw stick figures. That's about it. You know what I mean? But oh man, I used to be so jealous of people who could sing. Oh,
Sure
Oh
you can,
man.
Rob. Just find your inner John B, bro. You got this. You got this.
there you go. That's right.
Find your inner Kane Brown. I think you could do that.
There you go. I could probably do something. So I mean, when I was doing a little research, though, I did see, you do work at like haunted houses and stuff on the time and stuff. Do you still do that? You know what I mean? Because look, I am my sister and I and a couple of our friends. We always every Halloween, well, except last one. Well, we always go around like Eastern State, Penn,
Mm.
Peepatchanga, Fort Delaware, stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I think the one you work at is one of those crazy ones where you go in there and it's like, people running and scaring you where I probably soil myself or something, because is it one of those? And how scary is it, man?
It's scary. So
Oof.
I don't do it anymore.
Okay.
I haven't been with them for I think gosh maybe about 5 6 years now. I think it's been.
Okay.
But pardon me. They are called Fright Factory in South Philadelphia. You should definitely check them out. It's oh my gosh. I was with them for 7 years and I had long hair at the time, so I did not look like this. I had really long hair and impersonating the Ring and
Mm.
the Jackal. They had me play the Jackal from 13 Ghosts, and I used to have this like crazy screech that I would make with my voice and crawl all over the floor. And I used to make people pee. It was pretty it was pretty interesting. And I mean, we weren't allowed to touch anyone. Like sometimes, unfortunately, like sometimes if we're into our character, we would get like maybe really close. But uh, we tried to stay, far from people. But then some people, that come through, just don't touch us. Okay, like don't go in there and start in trouble. That's not cool.
Yeah.
Don't mess with the actors. But it was definitely a fun time. That was a time of my life where that was my therapy. it
That's
was
right.
it was fun. Yeah,
I
it was a
remember
good
going to
time.
one when I was younger. I can't. I might have been, teens, 20s, or something. And I remember walking through, and somebody came out of a coffin this way, and I'm like, I startled, and I'm scared, and I back up, and then somebody was down there crawling on this, the other side. They grabbed my leg and stole my shoe, and I'm all like, what? And he's like, oh, here you go, here's your shoe bag. I was like, oh man, you know what I mean? I'm like, what are you all trying to do? You know what I mean? God. I'm gonna try now. I gotta change my pants when I get home. Oh
They're
man,
doing their
like
job.
yeah, that's right. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was worth the money. You know what I mean? They definitely did their job.
Mhm.
Oh
Mhm.
man. So you're mentioning, like The Rock and all was, your favorite and all. I wanted to go back to that. I wanted to ask, what is your favorite Rock movie
Uh,
that you've seen? Your favorite one,
Ah, come on.
or
Rock
what, or
movie.
one you like? Top of your head. You can give a couple. You don't have to give one.
Um, I don't know. I think where did he? Mm, no. Well, I'm trying to think here. I don't
I
know.
like that one with John Travolta. What was it? Be Cool, where he was the bodyguard for
Okay.
Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And he was
Okay.
trying to be an actor or whatever, and he
Oh.
did the monologue for Bring It On. He was like, "Let's go,
Mhm.
girls! We gonna go cheer for this," whatever like that. So I'm like,
Obviously, Moana.
oh, ooh, yeah,
Like that's like that's it. Like that's his whole persona right there. Like if you ever want to get to know who The Rock is, just watch Moana and like it's him to the T. Like cuz that's how he is in real life. Like I feel like that role for him was just so perfect. Like
hmm
of course, and just like watching him do skits on SNL and watching him, as a performer and I love watching him and Kevin Hart together. They are like the
oh
ultimate
yes,
dynamic duo forever and ever. Like that's it. Like no cap. Like that's it. Like
hmm
that just them. Like I could watch them two talk and give what's the word I'm looking for? Roast each other all day.
oh yeah.
It's so fun. So yeah.
Yeah, that movie. That they were in Central Intelligence. That was hilarious. Yeah, that was hilarious. That movie. Oh yeah. Yeah. Kevin Hart. He was just trying to just be calm and stuff. And then the Rock's over there, just like just doing this like all kinds of crazy stuff. And he's like, "What in the world?" Oh man, yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Those two together is like comedy gold. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, bread and butter.
Fun little piggyback story about Kevin Hart. I met him briefly as well,
Ooh.
and it was like his first movie came out, his very first movie, when he was, well, I mean, he's still at his height, but his first movie came out, and I remember, his love for Philly is so hard. Like I love it, and I remember it was July 4th, and he was in Philly at an interview on the radio, and he was like, "Listen, the first 100 people that make it to my 4 o'clock showing of my movie at the United Artists Theater in South Philly, I'm going to pay for your ticket and popcorn."
Oh,
And
nice.
I jumped in my car so fast. I was like, "Peace out. I don't want your burgers. I'm going to go get some popcorn." And I'm going to go try and meet Kevin Hart. And I think he was just leaving. And I ran inside and I was like, "Kevin, I love you." And he was like my height. I'm like 5'2". He's like maybe my height, maybe shorter, I don't know. But he like walked by me. He's like, "Yeah, I love you too." And I was like, "Yes." So like I don't even think he registered like who I was, but like it was just so cool to like see him for like a split second and hear him say that. And then I got to watch the movie and I was just chilling, and it was so fun. So, anyways.
Oh yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. You got to meet Kevin Hart or whatever and all that. Oh man, I wish I could do that. Yeah, that's awesome. Now,
Mm.
being over there like in Philly and stuff, like, have you gone to the Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the bar? Have you gone to Patty? Well, I don't think it's called Patty's Pub, but it's called something else.
Patty wax?
I don't know what it's called. I know the two people from the show own it, but I can't
Mm.
remember what it's called. I know it's in South Philly. It's kind of, I guess, near where they do Patty's Pub or whatever. But I was just wondering.
No. You know what? I'm probably like the most weirdest Philadelphian, because like a lot of the tourist things I don't know, or I'm like, yeah, like I don't know, like, like
Oh yeah,
I didn't even see Rocky growing up. I was like, oh man, I should probably get on that. Like, and
that's
all my
right.
friends are like, you're the beginning of your episode was Eye of the Tiger, and you didn't see Rocky. What's the matter with you? I'm like, oh, I don't know, dude. Like,
Oh man. Oh yeah.
but
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. I understand. I mean, I'm like, I live here in Delaware, and people ask me, where's this street? I'm like, I don't know. I got Google Maps. I mean, like
yeah,
before that, yeah, I used to have. I don't know how I used to get places. I mean, I used to have like write me step by step instructions on how to get to your house or whatever, where to go, like, and I would write it down, take it, like, It's like look, like somebody asked the other day was like, do you know where this thing is? Like, I don't even live at the beach. And I'm like, I don't know, what I mean, I'm sorry, I'm just here, for the week, It's like I wanted to be like, lady, look at me, I don't even know where I am half the time, you gonna ask me for directions, like, you got your Google machine,
right.
Oh man, but before we pass it on back to Remy, I just do want to say, I want to say thank you, for taking time out of your busy schedule and stuff, and coming on, chatting with us. I definitely had a blast and all that, and do you know the theme song to the Golden Girls?
Oh yeah, thank you for being a friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, you do want to do a duet real quick, even though I
Oh,
can't sing, I'll butcher it.
I I only know like I could pull it up real quick. I only know like the first like couple of lines.
Yeah, I think yeah, I could probably yeah, I think I can do it offhand.
You're funny. I That's so funny. I sang that like playfully with one of my old roommates. Um, Theme song, and I just thought that was like a good theme for the year. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
it's
I'm
such a
ready.
great song.
How are we doing this?
I don't care. We can just go. You can do whatever you want. I'm just saying. I'm just gonna be like, thank you for being a friend. Yeah, we can just go
There
in
you
and
go.
travel down the
Down the
road and
road
back
and back
again.
again.
Your heart
Heart
is
is
true.
true.
You're a
You're a
pal
pal
and a
and a
confidant.
confidant.
If you threw a party,
Party.
invited everyone you
Everyone you
knew,
knew.
you would see the biggest gift
Biggest
would
gift
be
would
from
be
me.
from me.
And a card attached would say, Thank you
Thank
for
you for
being a
being a
friend.
friend.
Dun, 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 dun. There we go.
Sure, that was fun.
Thank you, thank you. That was awesome. I got a bucket list thing. I got to sing the Golden Girls theme song.
Oh my
Yeah, I've always
goodness.
wanted to do it. Yeah,
Oh
thank you
man.
for thank you for doing that for me. And I do want to say, yeah, it was awesome for you to come on here, taking time out of your day, chatting with us. I had a blast, and hopefully I can see you at another show or something. Get to
Oh, for
catch
sure.
up. Say hey. But yeah, I hope yeah, all the positive things happen to you. I hope your album gets all those plays on Spotify, gets all those buys, downloads, all that stuff.
Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, no problem. All right, Remy man.
Semi, thank you very much for appearing on our show. We really and truly do appreciate it. And hopefully, you actually, become a ring announcer or, hey, maybe even a camera person. We can have you back on real soon in that capacity as well. Because, like I said, we like to interview people from like all sorts of spectrums of professional wrestling. Whether it's, like I said, whether you're a pro wrestler, ring announcer, referee, anything, we like to hear from those people because everybody has a unique story and we've actually heard a lot of unique stories from each side. So um, I definitely wish you all the best, with your singing career. And with that being said, before we shut down the show, where can fellow fans find you on social media if they want to, find out when your next appearance is, when you're hopefully you got a concert going on and it'll be somewhere in their town, or if they want to sing a Golden Girls duet like you just did a drop. Where can they find you on social media?
Yes, so on Instagram you can find me as Alyssa underscore Marie underscore romance. On Facebook you can find me as Alyssa Marie Canalicchio. That last name is very confusing, so it's CAN as in can, ALICHIO. And I have a YouTube page called Philly Covers. So every 2 weeks I upload a new cover video. I would love to have you stop on by and check out some of my covers. And I do have some music available on iTunes. So there's a song called Restart on the Transformation album. It's an EDM album, and it's under Alyssa Marie. And there is another song called Window that I'm featured on with an artist named Arson, who's a rapper. And there's another song on YouTube called What Happened to Love by Cassio Jones, and I'm also featured on there. That's KASIOJONES. And stay tuned for more of Seme D'e Stella as their own page. I'm actually getting photos done next week, and I'll be launching the actual persona and my character, per se, for my EDM music. And then I'll be releasing my album within the year.
That's awesome. Normally, at this point, I would say support indie wrestling, but hey, also support indie music as well. I'm not going to threaten to have Rob eat y'all's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but I'm going to say you will be surprised at what you will find if this isn't to the independent artists, those that are not signed. Trust me. I had when I had my Honda Civic EX back in the 2000s. It was a 1994 model. One of the first CDs that I actually had, I used to play a lot consistently, was a CD filled with music of independent artists, even that were even like from like Europe and so on. That's what I was jamming back in the day. So you would be surprised at what you'd hear from some of the independent artists as well. So with that being said, once again, we wish you all the best. Rob, tell Mr. Rottweiler behind you, we're not paying for his
Oh
appearance.
no. Oh no,
We
that's
don't
a
have
family
money for
member's
that.
hound. That ain't mine. My
Yeah.
people's, they're getting they're
Yeah.
out there doing whatever. This guy won't,
Yeah, we already got to pay. So his dog makes a cameo every now and then, and we got to
Lucy.
pay for that. But yeah, the Rottweiler, we can't afford to pay him any more kibbles and bits, man. That's too
Oh
much.
man.
But
Yeah.
But with that being said, it is time for us to actually shut down this show. But fear not, we will be back actually tomorrow with a man who goes by the name of Squirty LeFlo. Yes, I know his name sounds funny, but he's actually a wrestling entrance theme producer. And he's coming out of Quebec. Yes, the same place that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are from. So he's actually made music for several other wrestlers, including our alumni guests, Karma Dean and Lewis Lessons. So he'll be on our show tomorrow at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But until then, Rob Bass, the Mel Gibson to my Danny Glover, the Eminem to my Royce the 5'9", the Sean Spencer to my Burton Guster. Saik! Where can fans find you on social media if they want to talk wrestling or be on the show? Where can promoters and bookers find you if they want to book you when finish your your wrestling school training as a referee to be on their shows?
Oh yeah, you can find me Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Rob_Bass. No, Twitter, YouTube, or Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch is Rob_Bass82, and then Facebook and YouTube is Rob Bass.
Awesome. And if you want to find me on social media, not that I have anything interesting to say, but who knows, maybe you'll get lucky. You can find me on Twitter at the Remy Blue. That's right. You can also find me on Facebook under Remy Blue. It's a picture of me in a WrestleMania t-shirt at WrestleMania with my good friend Adam. Go ahead and add me on those. Also, we're also on Twitter under @Ringside Society. We're also on Instagram under @Ringside Society, and we also have a Facebook group. Yes, if you guessed the name is Ringside Society, you guessed it correctly. But we don't have anything to give away yet. That's going to be our summer giveaway. So check us back in like a couple days, weeks, whenever we get around to it. But we're also on Twitch under Ringside Society 2019. Also, shout out to our mod, Alicia, the Warrior Princess. Alicia, we miss you. Well, wait, what am I saying? You're actually right there. But thank you for actually helping us out. Really and truly appreciate it. Thank you for being part of the team. Hope everything's going good over there, there on the west side, in good old California. And also to our other host, Kathy. Kathy, we miss you. We love you, even though you caused us a lot of grief. We look forward to having you back on here this Sunday. And we're also on YouTube. Yes, YouTube is actually where this episode is being streamed, Twitch. So definitely subscribe to our YouTube. We have a lot of interesting interviews on there as well. But with that being said, we just want to thank everybody that tuned in live. We really and truly appreciate it. To those of you that are going to listen to us later on, thank you in advance. And to those of you that hate us, can't stand us, and really and truly wish we would go away, well, like myself at a Golden Corral buffet, we're not going anywhere for a while.
They hate us because they ain't us.
We definitely ain't stopping. It's been 2 years. Come on. But with that being said, we here just want to let everybody know that we're very well aware that everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast. But we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, hey, Rob Bass, we're not just any podcast. # we are not the same. Rob Bass, one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, and one time for the angelic voice of Miss Seme D'e Stella from Sing On. What type of podcast are we?
We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast.
That's right, we're the Wrestling Fans Podcast. And with that being said, we will be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. But until then, stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace.
See y'all. Good night. Stay classy, Delaware.
Thanks for having me.